Hello world, my name is Atticus and welcome back to the break room. Today, third time's the charm. Ooh, it's a fortunate navigator this time. What's going on here? A fortunate navigator is thoroughly examining your engine's pipework. Crucial bit, this. Look how it's been maintained. Beautiful. Your stoker beams. That was me. A mid-flight patch, too. Oh, do I not have the money? I'm too broke to hire the fortunate navigator. Perhaps not. The festivities inspector. Oh no. I mean, for the best. Let's learn about some trading. The promise of days. Go there, introduce yourself. I imagine that's the same. I'm sorry if it's not. Good prospect available. Yeah. Broker in Port Avon is selling cheap seeds. So Avon is to the southwest of New Winchester and Magdalene's is north-northwest. So accept this prospect from the bazaar if you haven't already, then buy seeds. Okay. I'll bid them goodbye. And then shops, bazaar, seeds for Magdalene's claimed. Bronze wood for Port Avon. Cricket season is nigh. Mr. Sharma of Port Avon will pay for 5 consignments of bronze wood to furnish the village team with bats, bales, stumps, shin pads, and protective cups to minimize damage to delicate areas. Do I have 5 consignments of bronze wood? I don't know. There's a bronze wood shielding. Just need bronze wood though. Maybe the market. No. The engine yard? No. This is neat. We can upgrade the ship. And since the ship is the only constant through all these playthroughs, that's probably a good idea. We should be doing this more often. I don't know if I've bronze wood or how to get bronze wood. We're just gonna stick to what we've got. One thing at a time. Alright, let's go southwest this time. Maybe that'll be better than north. One can only hope. Let's see, what's our captain's name this time? Minerva. Captain Minerva. Cantor still. Send out the scouts. Oh no. The scout has found something. There's all this. There's something further south. Who are you? Attackity scout. Are you doing all right there? The Kissagar Gardens. Intriguing. Not quite what we're after, and I'm heading a bit more eastwards than perhaps I should be. Oh, some stuff. Just kind of out here. We got more supplies. Excellent. We no doubt need it. Ooh. Is that Avon? We can only hope. Look at the foliage in the background. Ooh, what are all these particles? Oh, is our terror growing? A distant nebula shines on this place, its light as mellow as melted butter. Ruins claw the sky, the work of giants. We found a port. It's Port Avon. We've done it. We've arrived at a destination. Finally. Behold, a ruin of giants. Gargantuan blocks jigsaw together, furred with moss and whispering with orchids. A bucolic village nestles amongst them. Smoke coils daintily from the chimneys. A leisurely game of cricket unfolds on the village green. Disembark. A ramshackle dock juts into the sky beside a farmyard scattered with rusty locomotive parts, plating, piping, a chugging motor with its innards exposed. An oily-faced, black-haired girl waves your locomotive into position. Welcome to Port Avon, she calls, as you disembark. A rich knot of scents greets you, leaves and wood smoke, enriched by an infrequent but pungent intrusion of goat. Port Avon welcomes new visitors, but your novelty will wear off the more time you spend there. When you visit in future, you may need to bring something to keep them friendly. Ominous. Yeah, let's write a port report. I don't think that's our ambition this time around, but why not? Were it not for talk of smugglers and sky beasts, you could easily confuse this place for a village on the world you left behind. It's quite peaceful here, apart from some fuss over a newspaper delivery. The villagers frown and change the subject when you ask about it. Interesting. You have to hand the report in to the indurate veteran at Victory Hall or the prudent secretary at the company house. Let's see, we don't have any exotic gossip and we don't have a tea party. I can't get enough seeds. I'm too broke. I am too broke for all of the seeds. Can I sell things? I'm going to have to. Okay. A jumble of undistinguished souls? That's alarming. So 25. I need 75 for all the seeds. So 39, 59, 79. It ain't great, but we've done it. What's going on the village green? A golden nebula scintillates above Port Avon's apple trees, allotments, eel fishers, and steepled church. Here you may, if you choose, immerse yourself in the village quaint rhythms. The auroral sommelier. Someone has grafted brass wheels to the carcass of an old armoire and impaled its top with a jaunty, damasked umbrella. Sure. Sweet wines, sour wines, subtle wines, and sinful. Spirits of every vintage, save, of course, the Hesperidian cider. He gives a small, sad laugh. I know because I looked. This is the only place with real apples, but even here that cider eludes me. He beckons you with a gloved hand. Ask him about that cider. Come here, come close and listen, you effervescent thing. I have a story. An associate of mine. He once gave me a sip of it, one golden drop to place under my tongue, and my life was changed. A carnivorous pleasure steeps in his voice as he speaks. I went back to the store immediately, of course, but the price was too much. And then, eventually, the dreams drained away, and now I'm here serving wine to drunks. His laughter is black and bitter, but the auroral sommelier gives you the address nonetheless, just in case. If you decide to risk the same grief, savor it for me. Alright. Well, I almost certainly can't afford it. The Cyclopean Ruins. What place was this? What giant king made his home here? And why did he abandon the vast stores of souls that the locals still quarry from beneath the stones? Perhaps you might risk a furtive excavation of your own. Not one of the looming stones is quite square, yet they all slot together immaculately. Sure. Actions here will wear out your welcome. Intriguing. We can conduct a nocturnal excavation. Port Avon's chief export is souls, quarried from vast stores entombed within the ruins. You'll need assistance, luck, and discretion. The locals would not approve. Enjoy the picturesque surroundings. How they soar! How tragic, how solemn, like the most rampant visions of Turner. Success will give you a vision of the heavens. I have a 60% chance of success here and a 17 there, so we'll do this one. We failed. A milky mist billows across the sky. The stones pour cold shadows over you. They loom like stooping giants. You are so tiny, so fleeting, so easily squashed. You hurry from their choking immensity, seeking the smaller, familiar shapes of cottages, of trees, of locals leaning on their painted gates. We got a tale of terror, and we are wearing out our welcome. Well, wouldn't want to do that, so perhaps we should head out. Yeah. I have no money to be spending at any inns. I have to go sell some seeds for hopefully more than 25. Oh, we can level up. Let's have had a scandal. You were the gossip of London's salons and the target of blistering editorials in the Gazette. Mad, they said. Bad, they said. Dangerous to know. The incident, a parade of debauchery. Fantastic. We can get up to level 20. Apparently. Somehow. Ooh, big ol' skywell. Alright. Magdalene's is up here somewhere. So let's just try heading north and see what happens. Hopefully we survive. Ooh. The folk of the Reach are resilient, unafraid of isolation. Here, a lonely homestead stands. A homestead. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the hardships of solitude. They will fiercely defend their small territories, but occasionally welcome company and trade. A solitary settler lives in this modest homestead. She's not much of a conversationalist, but the enticing smells that waft from her kitchen are convincing. We could eat our fill, or leave. Let's do that. We've got a bit of terror. Not a lot, but now we are briefly without terror. Your host serves a grim but filling gruel, then follows it with a plate of genuinely exceptional custard tarts. Your crew descended upon them like chorister bees upon a rival hive. Lovely. something that didn't immediately kill us. We're so low on supplies. It's bad. Hopefully, the clamor of New Winchester can be heard on the wind, familiar as a disagreeable uncle. Well, that's good. Are we already back in? No. Just kind of off to the side. Off to the side of the New Winchester we're familiar with, but perhaps it's a very big city. Maybe our tails can net us some coin and fill the stocks. Hodge's Crucible. I don't like the sound of a crucible. I read that book. Can't say I enjoyed it. Okay, the Victory Hall, the Company House, either one of those will do. I don't know the difference. I imagine there is one, at least. Wispy condensation trails across the sky, the ghosts of passing trains. We'll do the Victory Hall, why not? The Assembly. A coalition of independent-minded settlers, colloquially called Tacketies, gather and argue here. Deliver port reports here to receive rewards and win the Tacketies' favor. It's like a faction thing. Okay. Raised in the wake of the blockade of New Winchester, this magnificence of glass and steel houses the Colonial Assembly. Yeah, let's deliver some port reports. She listens with a scowl. Well, I'd rather know than not, I suppose, and thank you for bringing this to me. Rather than the... What is that supposed to say? The batty stovepipes. I'll arrange a gratuity. Okay. We have the Tacketies' gratitude. We've gained 100 sovereigns. Excellent. Desperately need it. We've lost 1 fortune. Stovepipes. Shops? No shops. That's fine. We probably have enough to get to Magdalene's. Hopefully. Can you imagine we've run out of fuel on the way because I didn't want to stop by the port? Goodness. Ooh. Oh. Why is it red now? What'd you find, Scout? Something coming up ahead. What do we got? A wreck. Excellent. We are absolutely going to check this. We failed. Your crew attach cables to the wreck to hold it steady as they pry apart the doors. A sudden gust of wind rocks both vessels, and the young man straining at the pry bars slips. He cries out, his hand mangled on a torn edge of metal. He is likely to lose his fingers. The treasure you retrieve from the hold will be little comfort to him. We've lost a crew. But we found a distressingly odored barrel. So at least there's that. You pry the lid off. Dear God, what the blazes? Your navigator pokes the thing inside with a big stick until assured that it's dead. And uncanny specimen. We're down one crew and we still have no supplies. Our fuel is beginning to run out as well. Give the order for half rations to eke out the last of your supplies. So close. So very close. I think this is Magdalene's. This was Magdalene's, right? It's looking like Magdalene's. Can we stop at Magdalene's, Captain? A stoker, please. We've been too long in the sky. The impertinence. I mean, it was the plan. The whole plan was to get to Magdalene's. Magdalene's is the closest thing many Skyfarers have to a home. It offers services to alleviate the strain of a life spent too close to the stars. Excellent. We've done it. Just what we needed. The amenable host smiles. Although I must admit I do miss roses. And lilies. And bluebells. Still, these celestial blooms have their own virtues. Some of them weep, you know. He pays you a generous gratuity. Excellent. More bargains available. The captain of a greenhouse engine is selling seeds, fresh from the gardens of the Reach. This green-thumbed captain buys crops for a pittance from the region's scattered farmsteads, then sells the yields at larger ports. I'll take some verdant seeds, why not? Excellent. Beatrice's exchange. We desperately need supplies. Get 3 and then stock up on fuel. Excellent. Okay. The House of Small Comfort. We could go to the house proper. Go to the Oniric chambers. Treat your nightmares. Our nightmares are untroubled, but it's not. It's getting worse. Or the Solace chambers. Treat your terror. Let's do the House of Small Comforts. The glass spires of Magdalene's pierce the clouds like swords. Shadowed figures can be seen moving through the gleaming corridors, their identities obscured by the hued glass. Crowds of Skyfarers, ministry officials, and merchants mill about the forecourt in varying degrees of distress. All watch the clock set in the great clock tower, waiting for their appointed hour. Let's write a port report. Magdalene's is abuzz with activity. Barely has the clock chimed, then a clamor goes up at the front desk. Guests rushing to and from appointments. Lord Blank was seen in conversation with the amenable host. The East Wing was closed for general access all day. A certain distinguished admiral was seen with his second-in-command entering one of the chambers of regret. Several guests succumbed to an excess of sentimentality and were forcibly removed. Should we seek a meeting with the amenable host? Why not? Unfortunately, the host has many calls on their time, and you have yet to become a known face around these parts. Perhaps once you have availed yourself of the services, they will have time to speak. I guess. If you insist. An attendant in the foyer schedules appointments with the aid of a hefty daybook and a very accurate clock. They are eager to explain the procedures and the rules that govern here. This is a hospital for the spirit. Our staff will become the person you need. Here you may say farewell to a doomed comrade, resurrect an old love, spar with a defeated enemy, all for a fair price. But do not overindulge. Our services are to heal, not to become an addiction. Interesting. Let's observe some guests. Why not? Some smile, others weep. One lady has a terrible gleam in her eye, another a recording device. An elderly grand dame is haranguing an attendant. Yes, but where is my husband? That gentleman was most assuredly not he. Hushed murmuring follows, interrupted by a loud cry. No, I did not misunderstand the rules. He's joined your staff. Interesting. Well, let us head out somewhere. Probably back to port. Maybe we check out this diamond. But while Captain Minerva is alive, we're going to call it for the day. And next time, we'll continue Captain Minerva's adventures through these sunless skies. But until then, I have been Atticus. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.